Hey everybody, Aaron Cowan, Sage Dynamics, and this is the FN 509cc Edge. Almost too long of a name. I'm really excited to show you guys this gun. I'm sure you've been seeing it on social media because I didn't try to drop the video at the same time as release. I'm doing my every Friday thing regardless. Immediate disclaimer, I am on FN's pro staff. They do compensate me monetarily, so this is not a review. This is just me telling you about the gun. You can call it ad copy if you want, but this is not an objective review. Not a review. Also, I can't really review a gun I helped design. So, a little bit of that. Let me tell you about this gun and why I think it's awesome. First things first, you'll notice it is the 509 profile. It shares the same color profile and almost slide design as we see with the larger Edge, the more competition, big, long slide type gun. It is on the compact or subcompact frame. It has FN's new flat face profile trigger. That is not like a Apex or anything like that. That is FN's new trigger that we first saw on the FN 509 LE, which is a 509 that was marketed for law enforcement purposes initially, but we always knew the trigger was eventually going to find its way into all of their guns because some people just don't like their curved hinge trigger. I don't mind it. It's one of the few curved hinge triggers I do like. However, I like their flat profile trigger a lot better, especially with that integral trigger safety versus relying on a hinge system. I do have a light rail that will accept your TLR 7s and some other comparable lights. It comes with a 12-round magazine and two 15-round magazines, and it sits in a very small size profile. It's got the overall other 509 type controls for those of you who are used to 509s or like 509s, and it's got their MRD system, which to me, again, I am a little biased because I did help design this optic mounting system as well. I had some input there, but it's the best modular out of the box optic mounting system on the market. But what most people are going to be focused on is the fact that this is it's a comped gun. It comes comped. It's one of the first factory guns it's the first major gun company to be like, hey, comps are something that people are starting to use a lot more and a lot more and a lot more. You're starting to see people prefer them. Some people have gotten away from porting. They're going for, aftermarket products. Why not produce one in-house? And that's how this comp came to be. I made a few trips up to the factory there in South Carolina to assist their engineering in development of this comp. Obviously, I didn't design the entire thing my whole self. I am not an engineer, although I am a shooter and I am a big connoisseur of comped and ported things, and I do like to add my input where it is wanted and where it is warranted, although I try to stay well within my lane. So I'm not saying I was like AutoCADing this thing or anything like that. I was just assisting in the overall thought process, testing, design, and mentality behind it. Shooting this gun, I've been shooting a lot of 115, 124, 124 plus P. Everything's been running fantastic. Probably the coolest thing about the comp is what I'm showing you right now, the ease of removal. I don't take comps off of guns, but if I need to, I'd like to not have a threaded barrel. And there's some other people out there who can't get comps because of threaded barrels being illegal where they live. As of right now, as of the filming of this video, the only way to get this system is to buy the gun itself. So that might hurt some other people because maybe this gun won't be for sale where they live. However, I could foresee very easily this being separately available in the future for the 509 that you have. Again, might not help those guys, but it might help some other people. But just the overall performance of this gun has been excellent in this size profile. I fully expect to see this comp and this profile also accepted into the 509s in other grip sizes. So you'll get your full size, and maybe even for some people who might want it, maybe we'll even see one in like the Edge size for a really long boy comp handgun. But the porting system, the expansion chamber, I should say the expansion chamber ports are excellently sized. The floor design is probably my favorite part because of how it curves the gas out and up versus just up or just out. You're getting two different directions, almost like a V with what we see on some ported guns. So excellent performance there. Probably the only thing I didn't really care for, if I'm being honest, is the gold tinting on the barrel. I'm not a blingy kind of guy, so I wasn't really into that, but I'm definitely into the performance of the gun. Also, it's got a backwards compatibility with all your 509 magazines, so even though it comes with the 12s and the 15s, you can run, your 17-round standards, or if you want, the bigger ones than that. I've got some 17 plus 5s that I run through it from Springer Precision. I like their floor plates. And the recoil mitigation is there. I like, as far as like compact guns, I do like the 509 compact. Now having the comp on it, which adds a little bit to the muzzle length, which some people, depending on how you carry concealed, might bother you. For me, I carry concealed appendix, so it's always grip size that's the problem, not necessarily muzzle length. I can easily, and have been easily, carrying this gun once I got a lot of rounds through it and got used to the reliability and saw if there were any finicky issues with it whatsoever. The thing just runs like a stabbed rat. I mean, it just performs excellent. The optic system is excellent. The controls are excellent. The trigger, even though I had, like I said, no problem with the original 509 trigger, those people who don't like that trigger, you're gonna like this one. And if you don't like this one, you've probably been spoiled by aftermarket triggers, and you're comparing aftermarket triggers to factory triggers, which you should never do. You'll definitely appreciate this trigger more than you did the curved one if you didn't like the curved one. If you did like the curved trigger, you'll like this flat one even better. It's got everything we need with nothing that we don't need. And some people will be like, well, I don't need a comp on my handgun. Well, you're probably not going to buy this. But it's taking the 509 and it's giving people what they want, which is a rarity these days. Certain gun companies, we ask for the same thing over and over and over and over again, and they keep throwing scraps of things we didn't ask for. FN listens. They're sometimes a little slow to get things out, admittedly, because it's a big corporation versus a smaller operation that can be more streamlined and pivot and juke a lot faster. But I knew it was coming, and it did take a number of years to get here. Almost to the point where I almost forgot about the fact that it was under development, but here it is. The 509 CC Edge, I expect this to be a super popular gun. I also expect to see this system make its way onto other 509 platforms. We maybe see other iterations of the 509 that have this incorporated into it. And the ease of removal, also it comes with replacement parts for that spring system, the spring-loaded system. So if you wear it out, it comes with replacement parts if you do happen to take this thing off the gun a lot. Me personally, I don't even take comps off the clean guns. You just run a bore snake through them, you're done with it. You know, it's not really that big of a deal. But some people are going to want to do a full disassembly, and that's fine. And I can definitely see that muzzle system being FN incorporating that into other things in the future. But maybe a dual chamber comp will come along. You'll see that, because some people are going to want that for more performance or more competition-based guns. But for a concealed carry, subcompact, compact size profile, this is an excellent shooter. I would highly recommend it. Again, I am on FN's pro staff. This has not been a review. I'm Aaron Count with Sage Dynamics. Comp accordingly.